Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Ji, good afternoon.
Right.
So Jayant, you are already working as a IRTS,
Yes, sir.
as IRM. You are already getting trained in IRMS. So,
Yes.
how do you see the financial position of the railways currently?
So in the last financial year, FY 26, the and 25, 26, and the continuing financial year, the railway is expected to earn the more than 3 lakh crores of revenue. However, the operating ratio of the railway is hovering around 98.6%, which means that the railway is earning hardly 1.5% of its revenue as a surplus, which is count to around 3,000, and which is very not sufficient to meet its capital expenditure and depreciation expenses. So currently, the railway is not in the good financial position. However, it regularly requires the government support of around 2.5 lakh crores for meeting its capital expenditure.
Okay. So in the past, there have been some committees who have given some recommendations regarding finances of the railways. So
Yes, sir.
can you point out a few committees and their recommendations?
So the committee which gave the recommendation is the Vivek Devrai committee. So which highlighted that there is a need to increase the private participation in the railway operations, and also the railway need to divest some of the non-core activities to the private sector, such as the maintenance of railway stations, hospitals, and schools, so that it would improve the financial condition of railway. Apart from that, sir, various experts have also pointed out that railway need to increase its non-core revenue, which is currently at 4% of its overall revenue, compared to the more developed country where it is around 40 to 50%. So I think, sir, this the focusing on the non-core revenue would be a key for railway to improve its financial position.
Okay, so uh, fine. So in India, we are already working on bullet train.
Yes, sir.
Recently, there was some news about cost overrun
Yes, sir.
in the bullet train. So are you aware about what is the exact issue and why the cost overrun?
So recent report highlighted that the Ahmedabad, Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail corridor would cost around 2 lakh crores, which is almost double than the initial budget, where it was budgeted at 1.08 lakh crore. And the Japanese Development Bank is contributing around 88,000 crore, and rest is contributed by the Indian government. So the major reason for the cost overrun is the delays in the acquisition of lands, and also, sir, there is a project realignment where the multiple tunnels and the underwater tunnel need to be constructed, which led to huge cost additional expenditures.
Okay, fine. So, in the railways, do we follow accrual-based system of accounting or cash-based system of accounting currently?
So currently, the books of accounts or the financial statements which are prepared in the railways are on the cash basis. Although, sir, on the pilot basis, the accrual method of accounting is also being started to be followed in the railway. Although it is in the preliminary stage, and the financials which are prepared as per the accrual accounting are are the specimens for the financial statement and not the final statements.
Okay, so what is the purpose of preparing the documents as per accrual system of
Yes, sir.
accounting? What is the purpose?
Yes, sir. So the basic purpose of preparing the financial statements on the accrual basis of accounting, because it brings the transparency in the financial statements. As per the CAG report, due to the cash basis of accounting, it is very easy to manipulate the result for an year, because the payments can be delayed for a year or the revenue can be pre-booked, as done in the railways, where the tickets booked for the period after the March are also counted as a revenue for the that financial year. Second, sir, it increased the control over the assets of the railway, where the balance sheet would be prepared for the railway and ensure that the all the assets of the railway are counted for. Third, sir, it helps in measuring the outcomes of an activities of railway. Moreover, based on our discussion with the faculties and the experts in the railway, also highlighted that today the railway is engaging in the borrowing activity from the other commercial entities and the international market. So for that, they ask for the financial statements which comprise P&L and balance sheet. So accrual method of accounting would help in preparing that reports.
Right. So in the past, you have worked with three private organizations,
Yes, sir.
out of which two happen to be the startups,
Yes, sir.
and you also worked with Blinkit. Uh, so recently there was some news about uh, strike by the
Yes, sir.
workers of e-commerce, quick commerce companies. So
Yes.
what is the exact issue for which they are going on the strike?
So on the 25th of December and 31st of December, around 2 lakh gig workers and the platform workers striked. So the basic demand for the workers was the first of all the transparency in their wages or earnings. Second, they are asking for the safety because they are asking that the 10-minute delivery model which is there, it is quite vulnerable and they have to rush for the deliveries. And third is the lack of social security, where they are demanding the social security contributions and the benefits.
Okay. And what are the provisions of recent labor codes regarding these workers?
The code on the social security, which is recently adopted and rules are formulated, the gig and platform workers are clearly defined in that code. Second, sir, national board or tripartite body is being proposed under the board, which will comprise the representatives of the government, private sector, and the gig workers. Third, sir, it has a provision for providing social security contribution, where around 1 to 2% of the past year's profit of the such aggregator companies would be contributed to provide the social security contribution to the platform and gig workers.
Okay, fine. Uh, how do you see this 10 minutes delivery culture, like in the overall context of demand of the workers and the interest of the companies? Like
Yes,
it is their USP. So the
yes,
companies want to uh, showcase it as their USP while it is creating a bad impact on the health of the employees. So, as an administrator, as a government official, what is your take on this?
yes, sir.
What should be the way forward?
So this 10-minute delivery model it is a recent innovation. It is based on the creation of dense network of dark stores around the localities to provide the delivery within the few minutes. It is an innovation over the supply chain. So it is I think it is a good model because it increased the employment for the gig workers as highlighted by the Niti Aayog also that around 77 million workers are currently working as a gig workers in India. So although there is a need to work to ensure that the earning of the gig workers are well protected and there is a transparent models where they can see their earnings. Second, sir, the social security contribution need to be ensured for the gig workers, which is being done by the Code on Social Security. I think, sir, instead of taking any hard measure which would prevent stifle the innovation and the flexibility, instead the welfare of the gig workers can be ensured through the implementation of Code on Social Security provisions.
Okay, I think recently these code have been notified for
Yes.
implementation. So, is labor a concurrent subject or a state subject?
So labor is a concurrent subject under the seventh schedule where both center and the state government can make laws on that.
Okay, and as the central government has already uh, is going to implement these four labor codes. So, what will be the follow up action by the state governments? do they need to change their laws, or they, like, how will it go? Have you seen the have you gone into the implementation mechanism of the entire labor codes?
So, as per the limited knowledge which I have, so after the notification of these codes, the state government would also notify the rules to implement such codes, and also that there is a discussion between the center and the state government so that the rules which would be implemented are the unison across the India. So that's why, sir, the codes were delayed so that a consensus can be built within this between the states for the labor codes and labor rules.
Right. Uh, are you aware about some of the states who are already having very good labor related provisions,
Yes, sir.
which may even be better than the these new labor codes?
Sir, due to limited knowledge, I am not able to compare the entire the laws in the states with the central code. Although, sir, the recently the Rajasthan also passed a draft bill for the gig workers, which had largely the provision which are also in the code on social security, such as creation of tripartite body and also, sir, creation of national social security funds.
Fine. You have also worked with the Bharti Airtel in the past.
Yes,
There has been a controversy about adjusted gross revenue (AGR).
yes, sir.
Are you aware about the exact issue,
Yes, sir.
and what is the current status of this issue? How it is impacting the telecom sector?
So AGR issue was regarding the payment of spectrum charges which the telecom company has to pay to the government. As per the Supreme Court ruling, the AGR, the adjusted gross revenue on which the telecom companies had to pay the spectrum charges and license fee comprised both core revenue and the non-core revenue, where it was stipulated by the asked by the telecom companies that the only the core revenue of the telecom should be counted in that, whereas the Supreme Court agreed with the definition which is populated by the government that non-con revenue would also be the part. It led to the increase in the spectrum liability on the telecom industries more than 1.5 lakh crore, which also comprise huge amount of interest and penalty. So recently, the government has provided the relief to the uh, Vodafone Idea company for 83,000 crores, where it has been deferred to period FY 31 to 41 for the 10 years deferred to ensure the financial viability of Vodafone Idea.
Fine. So recently there was a news in Madhya Pradesh, Indore.
Yes,
There has been the death of some citizens due to the contaminated water.
yes,
So have you gone through that case?
yes, sir.
So in that case, uh, the public representatives, the political party people, they are alleging that some of the officers have been non-responsive to the request
Yes.
placed by them. Uh, so what can be the possible reasons? Like, are we missing something in the government system that these huge cost is to be paid in terms of death of the people? Uh, Indore, which is one of the which is considered to be the cleanest city of India,
Yes.
and it is facing such a big problem. So, how do you see this issue from the administrative angle?
So, I think the issue was that lack of accountability in the transparent grievance redressal system, where the residents of the region filed a complaint around 2 months ago also for the water quality which is being supplied to them. Despite that, no action was taken on that complaint, and nothing was water was not tested, eventually leading to such tragedy where 8 people had died and more than 400 have to admit in the hospital. I think, sir, there was an issue with the accountability and the grievance redressal system in the municipal corporations.
Okay, so as an administrator, had you been in that area, posted in that
Yes.
position, what steps you could have taken apart from whatever existing machineries are there, or to prevent such kind of problems in the future? What kind of measures we should take? And please don't tell me any new mechanism. Don't tell me any new system that we should implement in the government, because already there are so many systems.
Yes, sir.
What can we do on the human aspect, especially?
So if you allow me few seconds to think.
Please, sure.
So I think the first of all, there is an immediate need to provide the medical support to the people who are suffering, and also the people who are admitted in the hospitals. Immediate
Sorry to
medical.
interrupt. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, James. I think I will clarify my question. My
Yes, sir.
question is, in order to prevent such kind of incidents,
Yes, sir.
what steps can you take as a DM? Suppose
Yes,
I'm
sir.
changing my question a bit. Suppose you have been the district magistrate or the top
Yes,
administrative officer of that area. So the problem is that there is a lack of accountability at the lower level.
yes, sir.
The response by the top administrative officer is that probably the issue got missed at the lower level. So
Yes, sir.
you are handling so many problems. You are having good intention. So how will you ensure that such kind of critical issues do not miss out
Yes.
from your supervision?
So for that, I think the digital methods of filing the complaint need to be promoted, where for each complaint the person should be assigned and the time-bound redressal need to be ensured. And sir, regular feedback from the beneficiaries or the residents of that area need to be taken, and the regular conducting of audits of water quality need to be ensured. Sir, apart from that,
All these mechanisms are all,
yes,
must have been there in practice in
yes,
that area. My question is, what like is there something that you can do about these critical issues? I mean,
yes,
whatever you're telling, those mechanisms must already be existing there, because
yes.
these are very usual mechanism. Whatever you're telling. So, can you tell me uh, some way out so that we don't need to bring a new mechanism and still we can address these issues?
So I think the implementation of the existing measures only, even the complaint filing measures, I think the digitalization and the fixing of the accountability would have solved that problem, because the person to whom the complaint was filed did not respond, and in case he would have responded and checked the water quality and taken the preemptive measures, such tragedy could be prevented.
Fine. So you have worked with the roadways also, and now working with the railways also.
Yes,
Uh, have you analyzed the freight sector and the share of freight in terms of distributed between railway and roadway and waterways?
yes,
What is how much is the share of railway? How much is the share of roadway and waterway?
yes. So model share of railways around 27% in the freight, and for the roadways or the transport sector, it is more than 60%, and the waterways is hardly less than 5% currently.
So, uh, railway is, I think, one of the cheaper mechanism
Yes,
for transportation of goods. Despite that, why we are overloading the roadways, which is
yes,
leading to traffic, pollution, and it is even more costly as compared to railway.
yes.
So, what are the reasons that we are missing out on the railway in the railway?
So the modal share of the railway has fallen from the 60% to around 27% in over last 4 decades. The major reason for that is the lack of last mile connectivity and the flexibility with the road transport provide, any freight has to be sent from the to one region to other region. The roadways provide the flexibility to deliver it at the designated location, whereas the railway need the interconnectedness with other mode of transportation. Second, sir, there is a infrastructure deficit in the railways, creating the difficulties or the delays in the transportation of freight, where the average speed of the freight train is around 30 kilometers only, 30 kilometers per hour. So it leads to huge delays. And third system is a lack of trackability. Currently, the freight which is loaded on railway is largely a bulk carriers, and but there is no provision or hardly any provision to track small consignments which are loaded on the railway. So there is the some of the issues which discourage the business or in current industries to use the railway as a preferred mode of transportation for the freight.
What are the steps being taken by the railways to increase
Yes.
the modal share?
So under the National Rail Plan 2030, it is targeted to increase the modal share to 45%. So for that, first of all, the Gati Shakti terminals are being built under the Gati Shakti program of government, where the integration with the other mode of transportation is undertaken. Second, sir, the railway is also diversifying its freight basket, where such as the car, railway has turned out to be the second largest transporter of the automobiles in India. So various kind of racks or wagons are being developed to transportation of diversified freight. Third, sir, digitalization is also being undertaken, where the railway is developing system to ensure the last mile trackability of the freight. And fourth, sir, infrastructure wise also dedicated freight corridors are being built so that the speed of the transportation of freight trains can be increased.
Fine. So you have already taken a shift from the private to the public sector,
Yes,
and
sir.
I think your salary has gone down
Yes, sir.
as compared to Blinkit. So how do you see the overall picture? Are you happy in the current job?
I think the remuneration is an important part in any job, but I think beyond a point, apart from the remuneration, the job satisfaction is an important consideration in any job. 'Cause, looking at my both the parents and the government sector, I have seen that the job satisfaction or the satisfaction which working in the government sector provide, I think, sir, it is beyond the any remuneration. So that encouraged me to shift from the private sector to government sector.
Recently, I was sitting with one of the senior bureaucrats who
Yes.
happened to be very good, just like you. He used to be the top ranker in CA, and he was saying that bureaucracy is not meant for top talented people because there is a lack of freedom and there are so many constraints in the job and probably not many other issues. So, have you ever thought about these things?
So I consider civil services not as a job but as a vocation, where a person who is dedicated towards such profession need to come. So I always feel that civil services provide an immense responsibility at a younger age, and it requires the top talent.
Hmm.